How you guys doing? Thermex here, and welcome back to another Once Human video. I finally hit level 50. We are in phase 2 of the season, so the full map is unlocked. I hit level 50 as quick as I could. Got some tier 5 weapons, tier 5 gear, upgraded a few blueprints, took it to some PvP, a little bit of PvE while leveling up my friends, and I definitely have the build I am pretty happy with when it comes to the sniper rifle. Now, as for my secondary, I have yet to get the blueprints for the bomber SMG, which is something I am really seeking for, but the main damage dealing source with this entire build is going to be your sniper, and to be honest with you, a lot of people are going to use the unstable bomber SMG, even the deagle, so all that is really up to your personal choice based on how you like to play in PvP and both PvE. And just so you know, this build is for both, a little bit structured more towards PvP, but in this game, a PvP build also performs pretty adequately in a PvE scenario, with the exception of maybe 1 or 2 mods that you can just hot swap on your armor. But real quick, I do have to give a shout out to the channel's partner, Instant Gaming. If you guys are looking for cheap games on any platform, link is in the description down below or in the pinned comments, or if you just want to join the free monthly game giveaway, the link is also right below it. The main sniper I have been using is the SN700, the Gulped Lore, which can be obtained from going to any of the wish machines, simply clicking G on it, going down into your sniper rifle blueprint, buy right here for 2,000 of your StarCrom. And the other thing that we're going to be using specifically for the sniper build is also within the wish machine. So if you go into the wish machine once more, go over into, I do believe it's the status blueprints. Yeah, status blueprints, and then the very bottom, the sleek leather jacket. For every 1 meter away you are from the player, unstable bomber's damage is increased by 2%. So if you're 100 meters away and you proc unstable bomber, you're going to be doing 200% more damage. This is good in PvE, but also in PvP, as you probably seen in the intro. Now, for my Gulped Lore, the blueprint is tier 2. I did use some fragments to get it up there, which is very nice. Going over into the sniper itself, I have another video on my channel explaining the entire unstable bomber, how it functions, why it works, and the best way to use it. I'm not going to just repeat the same video again. If you guys don't know how this build works or how unstable bomber works, go to the video I posted right before this one and then come back, because this is level 50. This isn't beginner stuff. This is more towards you're later into the game. You kind of know what you're doing, and this is the best way to run things. Okay, so we got 2,300 damage. We got our weapon damage mod for bonus weapon damage and weak spot damage, because weak spot damage will benefit this greatly. For the armor set, we are actually using the agent set, because the agent set actually gives us headshot damage reduction, which is great in PvP. We also get that 10% weak spot damage increase, which is very nice. But number 3, get bullet saver effects with every precision kill, which is going to be when we kill somebody with a weak spot. But then you get bonus weak spot damage plus 15% for 8 seconds on a kill, and this effect stacks up to 3 times, so we get 45% bonus weak shot damage from just clearing out a bunch of ads, which is honestly ridiculous. On top of the bonuses we get from the Gulped Lore sniper rifle itself, that internally stacks per kill, and we also get bullet saver with the agent set, which also stacks per kill, giving us a whole lot of damage, ramping up if there is a lot of ads present. And for having 4 pieces, it's not as amazing, but it is helpful. Increase reload speed by 20% after killing an enemy, fire rate plus 10% when killing with a weak spot hit. This is actually really good because while you're clearing out the ads, if you need to reload because the sniper takes forever to reload, plus the fire rate, which is really nice because it does shoot kind of slow. It may sound very dumb, the 10% may not seem like a lot, but it definitely makes a noticeable difference when you're playing the game. For the mask, I just put weak spot damage. Over into our gloves, I just put our generic weapon damage. I hate how it hides. I wish it would just show when I hover over it like that, but I guess it's a bug. We get the weapon damage. Don't really have to worry about the status or damage to elites, but the double stacked on weapon is nice. For the agent boots, we do have a nice perk here called Furious Charge. Killing an enemy within 10 meters grants you 16% status damage, weapon damage, and melee damage for 8 seconds. This just gives us another damage dealing source, so when we get a kill, we get 16% damage for 8 seconds, and every time we chain those kills, that 16% just keeps refreshing. So you could argue that the blue mod that gives you the 9% weapon damage is also pretty good, but I would rather get a kill and get double the effect of the weapon damage if I'm close enough than the overall 9% at all times. The bomber jacket, the star of the show with this build, we actually have a must-have mod for regardless of PvP or PvE, in my humbled opinion, which is quick comeback. You can see with this hypodermic needle. When you're using a healing shot, which is going to be a lot in this game, you get 20% movement speed for 2 seconds, and you refill the magazine from the inventory up to 70%. So if you're using a sniper, you have to reload, but it takes forever in PvP. You could stim, roll, and your gun will be reloaded. You'll have 2 or 3 shots again, or if you're using something like a SMG or Vector, you could also do that as well. It helps out so much. I wish it stacked. I tried using multiple of these, and the movement speed didn't feel any better, and the magazine size didn't feel any better. So I think for core effects, when it comes to things like this, they do not stack. And finally, our pants, which are giving us the 3 strikes. 3 strikes is weird, because sometimes it works wonders, and sometimes it doesn't proc. I don't know if it's a visual bug, or if I am not doing the correct condition for it. Maybe it doesn't work with preemptive reloads, but the mod itself. For the first 3 hits after reloading, not exceeding 50% of the magazine capacity, you get 24% weak spot damage, meaning if you're using the Gulp Lore sniper, which has a magazine size of 5, technically the first 2 shots get this weak spot damage increase, but a lot like the other damage dealing mods, it kind of pops up at the bottom of your screen here. Like to the left of my screen, you see down where it has that little buff. Usually it pops up there. I have yet to see it pop up there, unless it is right now. I mean, if I reload, I just don't think it's going to pop up, and it doesn't. It just doesn't pop up. I don't know why. Hopefully it's working. I don't know if it's working. Once human, please fix. If it isn't, I love you though. But that is a really good mod as well, if it is so happens to be working. For your secondary, I'm going to go over that with the blueprints. You could go for the Jaws. The Jaws is actually pretty good if it lets me open it. Why can't I open? Going over into the SMGs, the Vector is also an unstable bomber. Great secondary weapons dependent on your play style. Just be noted that the Deagle kind of plays like a sniper, so if you're going to run Deagle sniper, either hit your shots or play pretty long range. I just want to get the Vector personally because I have the options to be up close or far, because if I'm in a PvP scenario with my friends and I can't be useful as a sniper, I want to at least pull out a normal gun and be useful in that sense. Now for PvE, I would also recommend the Vector over the Deagle just for DPS. The sniper is great, it does great damage, but you're going to spend more time reloading that Deagle and sniper than you are actually dealing a bunch of damage, especially when it comes to certain phases of bosses where there's wipe mechanics and you're kind of on a timer of hurrying. For your cradle, I hate to be that guy and be generic, but after all the cradles I've tested combat-wise, it's really hard to beat this fortification guy. He gives you the max health, he gives you the sanity decrease, and it just helps out a whole lot regardless of the content you're doing. Plus, if you're playing with your friends, then you guys stack it with one another, and especially in PvP, all you have to do is just build fortification, be around it, play around it. I would recommend canned lunch meat. Very simple. For 1800 seconds, you get 10% more HP. So going over into my gear, I have 7051. If you're a New World player, this is just con food basically. And now after we ate the food, we have 7747. So we got over 600 HP for simply eating that food. And you should have this popped at all times. It lasts 30 minutes. And if you can't do the corn ale, definitely do the canned meat. The easy way to do the canned meat is go over into your stove. And then we go over into the canned lunch meat right here. It gives us the health. All you have to do is select any beef meat in the game with aluminum. So the aluminum part is a little bit expensive, but it's only 2 per. And if you're going to play PvP or PvE, you need this food at all times. Some other notable foods are the Stardust Mushroom Soup, which give you maximum stamina and stamina recovery. The Ratatouille actually gives you 20% movement speed and lower reduction to your stamina cost while sprinting, which is really good. Another one I should note is the Safety Sandwich. It's a little bit more on the expensive side because you need the Deviated Cucumber, but you get 20% reduced damage from other players in PvP. Definitely going to be probably the most meta food in the entire game. A lot of these foods are pretty good, but I will say, if you're doing PvE, bone-in deviated sausage gives you a 15% damage bonus to bosses. You just need masala, you need your mushrooms, and then you could choose any meats. Very, very cheap, very simple to make. I'm just pointing out these foods because I know a lot of people aren't using foods correctly. Even the iced tea, something as simple as ice cubes, water, and a random flour gives you a very easy benefit to your roll speed and movement speed. Don't sleep on the food in this game. But that is the build, guys. I really do appreciate you guys watching today's video and supporting the channel on this once human journey. I will make a more optimized version as these seasons go on. We are kind of limited to what we can do at the current moment, but I am enjoying the whole unstable bomber build, the sniper build, having a lot of fun in PvE and PvP. If you guys want to see more once human videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel, support this video, leave a comment, push the algorithm. I freaking love this game and you guys love the video. So yeah, you guys have a terrific day, stay safe, and I'll see you all later.